Hi, welcome to a new video dedicated to the new helicopter from K. This is a K130 and as the name can show, it's a 130mm brushless helicopter. It's a collective pitch, so more adapted for advanced flyers. Okay, so it's not a full brushless model, only the main motor is one, but the rear one, the tail one, is a brushed one, a chain 25 categories one. So what we have in hand, we have a full RTF solution, including the large radio transmitter, the X6 model, and supporting the Futaba SFHSS protocol. So let's discover this new product from K. Okay, let's discover first the accessories and instruction manual. So the instruction manual is printed in black and white with both Chinese and English. One is more dedicated to the helicopter, one more for the X6 transmitter. I will probably more focus on the helicopter one, where you can find the most technical characteristics. Okay, the list of the contents you can find in the packaging. Okay, and for example, we have the size of everything: 30mm longs, 110 from in 8, close to 128 grams with the battery, etc., etc. The type of LiPo, it's a 2S600 mAh 25C. About 5 to 6 minutes in terms of flight time, and the rear motors, as I said, it's a brush 1020. For the main brushless one, it's a 3008 model. So probably the most interesting one will be this one located in page 8, where you can find the role of each corner toggle switch. For the left one, I would describe, we can find the 3G, 6G mode, so with or without the gyro stabilization. The idle one, so to apply a constant throttle, here by default is 80%, and on the rear side we can find the throttle hold to cut the motor immediately, and the dual rate as switch. Okay, I will give all the characteristics of the radio transmitter in a few instances. So very important. Okay, and also you can find the rate, the default rate, but we check that in practice from the transmitter itself. In terms of accessories, we have a charger using the balancer plug and connected to a USB port. At least you required close to 2.3 amperes, so you need a USB port power enough to support this amount of current. And in terms of accessories, we have a spare blades, okay, and probably more important, we have spare main gear. It will be a very important topic, as you will see, and we have also some small O-rings, and as I will say immediately, they are easy to lose, and a spare tail props, a screwdriver, an Allen key, and voila, and some also some element of the main rotor system. So what we have the battery. So as already mentioned, it's confirmed to be a 600 mAh. My eyes start to be tight, and with the XT30 connector, if you want the exact amount of weight, it's about close to a little bit more than 30 grams, 31 grams to be more precise. And if you need the exact dimension to fit and to find an alternative one, we have something about 60, yes, maybe I can measure a little bit better, about 60 by in length by something more square, 17 by 15. Okay, so classic, rated 25C. So we will see in practice how well this battery is. So I will continue before to start the helicopter to the radio transmitter. So it's a classic X6 model from K. It's a large one, so standalone and with the battery installed. It's 587 grams, so it's heavy. You will need 6 AA batteries, and be aware any mAh battery with are not working, so you need definitively some pure 1.5 volt cells battery, double battery. So you have this large screen, okay, be aware, and when you turn on with, for example, the idle turn on by default, as you saw, the transmitter is emitting a beep because it can be dangerous. So let's start by the function. So this one is to when it's the left cluther shoulder button is on top, you are in a 6G, okay, so with 75% amount of zero stabilization, you have so it is not completely 100. So if you want to, if you are a beginner, you want to fly this one, you can probably set the settings to 100 to enjoy even more stabilized helicopter. When you push down, you are in pure 6G, so in pure acro, I will say, without stabilization, so ready to fly in 3D mode. Okay, so be aware with this one. For beginner, more than up. For real flyer, go down. Here we have the idle button switch, so it means that when it's up, you are applying directly your amount of throttle, but as soon as you are pressing this one is locked, as you can see here, is locked to 80%. You can see the throttle amount by default 80%. So if you want to boost even more your 3D capacities, push it to 100%, and you will probably practice 3D even more in a sporty way. For the right shoulder buttons, what we have here the dual rate. Okay, you can see here the mark. You have one mark here, 2 marks when it's dual rate, and it's applying the dual rate on both the first, second, and the fourth channel, so respectively the Aeron elevator and the yaw command. Okay, it's classic. And finally, the top right shoulder toggle button is the throttle hold. So the hold button, so it will cut immediately the throttle. So in emergency case, you can apply this button in switch and panic button, and to turn off your helicopter safely. Okay, so let's enter more in the details. So you have to press the mode button. Okay, and by default you will turn in different settings mode with the right dial button. So by default you are the first is the reverse channels, and you can observe that none of the 6 channels are reverse. So we will go to the second mode is a dual rate, and you can see that only on the first, second, and fourth channel there is a dual rate. Let's check that. So you can see that for the first, on the lower rate we are 80%, and we are on a full rate we're 100%. Let's go to the second, same story, and finally the fourth, also the same story. So beginner rate is 80%, full dual rate is 100%. Okay, go back to return to the next settings and turn the wheel on the right. We have the expo curve. Let's have a look. So what we have, 0% second, 0% to the second, and 0 to the fourth. Only 3 points for the expo curve, so it's completely flat. Okay, so let's check the throttle curves. 5 points are now defined. So the first point is 0, the second 40, sorry, the third 50, fourth is 60, and finally is the last one is 70%. So if you want also by default more advanced and sporty attitude, you can tweak this curve and go until 100%. As you can see, no effect of this throttle dual rate here. So let's have a look now to the pitch curve. So more to the and you can see that the first is 40. The first of the 5 points is 40. Second is 45, 50, 60, and finally 70. Here, one more time, if you want to have more advanced pitch, okay, if you want to rotate faster and so on, you can go further than 70%. Let's continue. We have the 0, okay, and as I said, let's enter. If we are on the top left toggle button push up, we are on 70%. When it's down, we reduce the gyro stabilization and down to 25%. One more time, if you want to push it, if you want a more stabilized helicopter, you can increase its value to 100%. And if you want even more 3D capacities, if you have an excellent flyer, you can reduce the gyro stabilization. Okay, and it was the last setting. So as you can see, there is a default setting is more adapted from beginners up to medium 3D flyers. So now let's focus a little bit on the helicopter. We have here, let's give the weight first in terms of without the battery. We have something close to, okay, if I can install it, yes, close to, I'll try to not bias the measurements. We have close to 100 grams, 90.8 grams, and if we had the LiPo, let's check that. Okay, we are 130.6 grams, so not so light, not so heavy. Okay, so what we have in the first glance, we have a carbon tail boom, so about 6 millimeters of thickness, not so bad, and the lens is quite long. Okay, ending with some vertical stability system, and here we can find our 1020 coreless motor, so it's one of the biggest you can find. So of course the weakest point in terms of motor will be the tail one, because it will be they got a durability probably about 20 hours of usage, and after it will show some sign of weakness and you will start to will have to change it. So how to change it? You will need to unmount all these screws here, okay, on the this side, and you will be accessed. I don't know if there is a connector, okay, already installed or not. It's like this. So let's continue with the main helicopter, the blade, and we can see the pitch system. Okay, it's a collective pitch, so with 3 motors to tune everything, 2 for the pitch of the blade themselves, okay, and another one for more to the throttle, etc. So we have a full metal structure here, okay, except we have some plastic linker, so it's strange because probably they will break, and we have in the bags 2 of them as spare, so maybe, and only this longer one, not the shortest one for the, yes, if I'm not wrong, yes, you can see that, so it will be maybe problematic. Yes, only 2 longer one dedicated for the this side and this side. Okay, so no shorter one. Allen key to lock the blade to the metal system. We have here to stabilize a little bit more the helicopter, and the canopy is attached with some O-rings, and just lose one right now because they are very easy to lose. As soon as you start to disassemble your canopy structure, the small O-rings, okay, even if you have some 4 maybe spare in the bags, at least I can see 2, yes, 3 maybe, there are probably 4 in the bag, is super easy to lose, so be aware. So when you disassemble it, be aware, because the O-rings tends to be pop off from the plastic structure. The canopy itself sounds quite light and not super durable to crash, so probably, but don't expect miracle with such kind of helicopter. So standalone is about 4.7 gram. Okay, and let's have a look to the structure. We have the main flying controller board here, where all the motors and servos are attached, or only servos, sorry. We have here the EMU stabilized and installed on a piece of foam to amortize from any external vibration. We have the 1308 brushless motor here. We have some here, I can see some balls bearing not so far from the main metal shaft there, okay, going down from the main gears here from the top. So in terms of maintenance, should be a little bit tricky to remove everything. The landing skid for me sounds wow, super flexible. I'm not sure that it will resist to a huge amount of crash. The tailbone sounds okay, but let's continue to describe the electronics. So beneath the main flight controller board controlling the servo and the MU, we have here the ESC board, where I can see here the main lead power connector. So okay, so I guess there is a link between the ESC board with the flight controller, yes. And as you can see, the ESC board attached with some micro banana plug there to the motor, brushless motors. So we have the 3 servo. I can tell you exactly the size, but one minor point, the 2 lateral plastic attaching the canopy are super fragile, and you will probably break them very easily. So be aware to, when you will reinstall your canopy, to gently not bend them, because they will break easily. One is already pre-bent after just basic manipulation. So okay, so let's continue with, for me, the main problematic of this helicopter. This is the contact from the main gear. It's a nylon one, where with the main brushless pinion motor. So this one is a brass one, and as you understood, the meshing will be crucial, and versus multiple or even from the first accident or crash, you will probably some grading of the metal gears. Okay, it means that very pretty soon you probably will have to change this metal one, thanks you have a spare one in the bag. But I guess in order to save some weight, this one is not a metal one, and probably is the weak point of this helicopter. So the grading will works pretty fast, and after a couple of usage, I'm afraid that you will have some meshing problem pretty fast. Okay, so let's maybe continue. We can see some small condensator, probably to filter out all the noise coming from the motors to the electronics card. So some basic negative points. I found it's quite not very easy to reassemble the canopy structure. Let's maybe have a look to how to install the batteries in the compartment. So you just need to slide like this, and voila, you are locked. The LiPo is well jade, so no problem in terms of equilibrium. Sounds maybe a little bit attracted by the tail part, so it's not, the center of gravity is not seems to be close to here. Maybe a little bit should be advanced a little bit. So why not advance a little bit more the LiPo to reduce the and to centralize a little bit more the center of gravity. So I'm raising caution about the meshing about the main gears to the metal pinion, okay, and the durability of the canopy, and how fast you will lose your small metal rubber O-ring there, and be aware to not look that it's super easy to damage. Mine is already, look that it's already broken. So my god, so it's super easy to break this small plastic tab here. So it's not really a good solution, so be aware of that. I don't know how we will proceed, and I think my canopy structure won't be attached from many points. Okay, that's life, but it will be okay. So in terms of look, it's not so bad, pretty beautiful. So we have an hybrid solution in terms of metal structure and nylon ones, and we have also an hybrid solution between full brushless motors to only here we have only the main one and not for the tail, in order also to save some weight. The transmitter is large and the control sticks are okay, not super precise, but the good news, the SFHSS protocol is also supported by any Deviation TX or OpenTX protocol. So if you need to fly this helicopter with another universal transmitter, it will be possible. Now it's time to go in the field. To be honest, I didn't fly the CP helicopter from a while, so We'll probably just try basic gyros and some 3D, but not really 3D. Just just without too much gyro assistance. Okay. Don't expect me to fly in 3D, sorry guys. This is why mostly I'm flying drones. My limits are there. I'm not a great 3D helicopter of pilot. So whatever, we try to show you some stuff we can do with, and let's go in the field. The demo flight of the XK K130. So I will start first in my backwards, just make some basic overhead test, etc. So be sure before to plug your LiPo to have this both the left shoulder toggle button pushed to the up position. Okay, so let's plug the XT30 connector. You will hear the ESC music. Okay, and let's turn on the transmitter is bound. So as you can see now we can check a little bit the maximum deviations of the main system. Okay, and we can also see the effect of the gyro rate in terms of maximum amplitude. Okay, so we keep first in beginner rate, so close fixed to 80%. So was a long time I didn't fly anything. Be sure I will first fly with the gyros stabilization, and let's start to run the motors. So as you can see, this machine is quite powerful, so probably try to take off more in the ground in case of crash, or maybe reduce a little bit the effect. Okay, well, you can feel a lot of power. Wow, and this throttle input, you can see the punch. Wow. In terms of maximum deviation, yes, the pitch and fast. Wow. So with the beginner rate, the left and right movement are not so huge, and I like the. Yes, so let's take some time to a little bit adapt to this machine. Sounds pretty solid. I like the sound of the brushless motor. The tail motor is making some high treble sound. Sometimes I can feel that there is some strange behavior of the tail motors. So for example, when I want to turn on the, for example, to yaw to the right, sometimes it's yawing first to the left. Strange, I don't know why. But it's flying beautifully. Well, with the 6-axis stabilization, this helicopter is nice. Wow, and you can see this punch, typically from a collective pitch helicopter, sound beautifully. And yes, wow. So let's try to land softly. The helicopter is bent. You can see to the right. Yes, it's. Yes, I will try to land. And to be sure, cut the throttle. Okay. So what I want to apply more is the gyro rate, and try to take off one more time. Yes. So now, even for the throttle, the gyro rate is here. Yes, so the backward and forward movement are now much more picky, so not so bad. Wow, it was a long time I didn't fly any helicopter. Wow. So it's touchy as soon as you start to make a basic U-turn. The helicopter took some inertia, so be aware of that. Okay. It start to drift a little bit. Sorry, on the. So be aware of that. Let's see, for example, a pirouette. Yeah, not so bad. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. So, as you may know, the first crash will be probably fatal with this such kind of helicopter. Yes, and it's a powerful one. Huh? So, yes, it's drifting a bit. Huh? So probably you have to tune a little bit the servo and so on. Yes, look that. Maybe to tune a little bit the trim. Okay. So probably to apply something more. Okay, sorry. With some basic forward trim. Maybe the. Okay, I guess the battery starts to be tied now. Yes, with some forward trim is a little bit better. Yes, the battery is tied now. Okay, so you have something about 5 minutes, maybe between 4 to 5 minutes of flying time. Okay, so first contact. Well, it's nervous helicopter for sure. Powerful. Drifting a bit, so need some trimming, tuning, tweaking. And okay, today is windy in my backward, so don't forget that. And we have to check a little bit now the meshing, how the gridding effect is here or not. The battery is hot, yes, so it's drawing a lot of current, so wait a couple of minutes between two charging. Yes, it's something about close to 45 degrees I think. Okay, so please let cool the LiPo to cool the chemistry inside. And as you may look that I lost one this road and banned this one. Okay, so let's check for another LiPo. Second run of the K130. I feel a little bit more confidence, but I will have probably to a little bit more fine tune the trim. Okay, and turn on the transmitter. Be sure to have the idle one, and automatically after binding the blades are self-leveling. Okay, dual rate directly engaged, and let's have a start. Okay, up the throttle hold was there. Okay. Yes. So the wind is there, even if you don't see the range behind really. Here is the result of the crash, as you can see. Well, we see if it's completely destroyed or not. Sounds to be not so much finally, so yeah, just in clips. And yes, so maybe I will probably save. Maybe it's a good way to save your helicopter by just have this kind of clips like this and then reinstall them peacefully. So we'll see. And Let's check that. Okay. Oh, yes, I need to clip the upper section as well. Okay, finally, so maybe I will be able to resume the flight pretty soon. Not sure, but it will be a good test for durability as well. So as you saw, my pilot skills is pretty bad, and well, the wind gust managed to kill me, and okay, you have to as well to probably push a little bit better the situation. Okay, yes, it's really, I don't like how you have to attach the canopy structure. I don't like at all. It's not so obvious. Okay, one is attached, probably the second one now, and you spend a couple of time to okay, sounds not bad. And the last one is bent. Okay, let's check that. I will touch, check, resume the flight. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know what's happened. Okay, completely died. Probably the servo motor probably broke, I don't know. So yes, servo motor broke. That's life. Yes. So one fly and a half, and the durability of the, yes, probably the servo brake. I have to check that. Yes, I can feel there is a problem here with the servo motor as well. Yes, so at least I think I got two motors, servo motor died. Wow, that's life. The end of my K130 100 testing, as expected. This kind of helicopter don't expect any type of crash, so be aware of that, and probably we need a lot of time to repair it and to order some spare motor and so on and so on. Okay, I hope whatever you like this video, and it was not a bad flyer at all, very powerful, etc, etc. Even if I with the default setting in terms of forward backward movement maybe have to be increased to 100% to verify it, etc, but in terms of durability it's not here. Bye bye.